Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Apprentice Pack from Eberlestock, which continues to impress with the variety of bags that they have in their lineup. This is a more minimal and travel-focused bag compared to the company's jackknife and switchblade packs, which I recently featured on the channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, this definitely seems to be one of the more minimal bags in Eberlestock's lineup. It's got a more modern, clean exterior. There's not a ton of webbing, attachment points, or straps, so it's a fairly simple bag, which also adds to the versatility. This feels like a bag that's going to blend in nicely into a lot of different environments, whether you're traveling or just using this for walking around the city. As far as the materials, the bag feels pretty solidly built. The exterior fabric isn't listed on the company's site. To me, this feels kind of like a nylon that's going to offer a nice amount of durability and weather resistance. It's not a rigid fabric, so it's going to mold around the items that are on the inside. And it's also pretty lightweight, which is going to be helpful if you're looking for a bag that you can take onto some of the stricter international airlines. Beyond that, you just have really solid components all throughout the rest of the bag. I really like the zipper pulls, the webbing, the padding all feels nice, and then you have the very smooth working YKK zippers. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have two external pockets, one on each side, and these are meant to function as water bottle pockets. They're a little bit hidden on the sides here. You can see that they blend in nicely. They're a little tighter than I would have liked to have seen. Here I have my 20-ounce water bottle that I typically have with me, and it does fit, but I really had to squeeze it in there, and you can see how tight the silhouette is here against the side. So as the main area starts to get packed out, it'll be harder to get a water bottle in and out, particularly if you want to use anything larger. This section doesn't expand. It's kind of a fixed volume. And so that's something you want to keep in mind, but still glad to have these. And it'll be able to also hold something like a smaller umbrella. And then along the side, you also have a little bit of webbing. That's going to be great for attaching additional accessories with a carabiner, hand sanitizer. And so I like to have that without going overboard on the tactical front. You do have that webbing on both sides as well. And then the name of the bag, the Apprentice, along with the Eberlestock logo on the front, which is a little bit prominent. I wish that this was slightly smaller. It does blend in with the color of the bag, and so this will match up with whatever colorway you go with. You can see here that it stands out a little bit more than I would like to see, but in general, that's something that I've become accustomed to using bags from companies like Patagonia and the North Face, so it feels like it comes with the territory. And then you have a pretty nice carrying handle at the top, reinforced material here, nice amount of distance to make it easy to grab it when you need to. And then the bag doesn't really stand up too consistently on its own. It does have a less rigid structure and a little bit more of a rounded shape at the bottom, so it tends to lean a little bit, which is something that you'll just want to keep an eye on as you're placing the bag down. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which is a really great kind of all-purpose size in my opinion. I was able to easily hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me, and it still felt like I had some leftover space if I have, a longer day or if I wanted to use this for travel. And then I like that even when the bag is a little bit more packed out, it never feels overwhelmingly bulky or uncomfortable to wear. And this feels like a bag that would be great for carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines, as well as using it for walking around the city and jumping on a public transit. Continuing with the harness system, this is definitely the most simple and minimal of the Eberlestock harnesses that I've tried out, but it still manages to offer a nice amount of comfort. You have good padding here on the inside, nice amount of breathability with the mesh that's been incorporated. The straps also have a good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. You have some hypalon loops here where you can maybe hang your sunglasses, clip on additional accessories. There's no sternum strap included with the bag, but you could potentially add one with the attachment points that are included there. And then the back panel is also pretty minimal, no heavy padding like we saw with bags like the jackknife and the switchblade, which makes sense just as far as keeping the weight of the bag down. And so it's a little bit simpler. You still have these sort of rows of padding here with the same breathable mesh that's on the strap. There's a slight bit of elevation here, not quite as much airflow as I would like to see, but generally for the weight trade-offs that you're getting, the bag has felt comfortable as I've been wearing it around throughout the day. One last note while we're on the back panel is that it would have been nice to have seen a luggage pass-through incorporated here, just given the size and form factor of the bag. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a pretty simple layout. At the top, you have a quick access pocket that's gonna offer a good amount of capacity. On the inside, you have a soft material that's gonna be great for anything more delicate that you wanna store. If you wanna toss in your phone, some sunglasses. At the moment, I'm just using this to store my charging cable and my AirPods. And then you have a dedicated laptop compartment on the back. You have a zipper pull to allow you to open it from either direction, which I thought was pretty cool. And this is gonna offer a ton of space. So if you have a larger laptop, this will be very helpful. Currently I have my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see that it is getting swallowed up by this compartment. Definitely 16-inch laptop, even a 17-incher will probably fit in here okay. There is some padding here, but it's not as rigid or protective as some of the other laptop sleeves that we've seen from Eberlestock. And it is also not suspended on the bottom. Now there is some padding on the bottom that is meant to help give your device some protection, but with slimmer laptops, I did sometimes feel that when I dropped my laptop in, it didn't quite hit the padding in the way that would keep it safe. And so that's something to keep in mind if you have one of these kind of more modern, slimmer laptops, to make sure that you're careful as you're placing your device in. If you have a thicker one, that padding on the bottom should provide some cushioning as you're dropping it in. And so very easy to get your laptop in and out with the dedicated compartment. And now with this area empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Again, pretty simple, but plenty of space. It comes up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker laptop or you want to use a case with your device, it should be able to fit in here pretty comfortably. And then moving into the main compartment, although this is meant to be more of an EDC bag, I've actually found myself using it more as a minimal travel bag just because of this D-shaped opening that it has. Is so great for packing items out. It almost feels like a duffel bag. You can still use this as kind of a top loader if you just want to open this section to reach in and grab the items that you need. But opening this up provides you the visibility and access that I'm typically looking for out of a travel backpack. And so at the moment I have this loaded out with my typical setup with the additional pair of shoes here in a packing cube at the top. I have an air dop kit and then the Peak Design compression packing cubes. I have the small one and the medium sized one, and all of that fit in there very easily. It didn't feel like the bag was overly packed out, and I really like the simple layout in this main area. No compression straps or anything like that. You have an additional sleeve here on the back, which you can use if you're carrying a tablet or you want to separate out some of your clothing. It's got a nice sort of elastic material here. And then you can see the top quick access pocket does poke into the main area a little bit. And with this type of a layout, this is something that can still work for a variety of loadouts. If you want to toss in a bunch of pouches, I would throw in my headphones. That's how I would use it as a daily carry bag. This could also be a great gym bag sort of setup here. You can see how simple and flexible it is. And then on the lid, you have two additional zippered pockets that offer a nice amount of capacity for different types of accessories. Here I have a portable battery with a deck of playing cards, and then on the other one I have my sunglasses with their case. And so these pockets with the orientation would be some that you could reach in from the side if you wanted to grab something more quickly throughout the day. And so, I think that this works well. I really like how adaptable this will be to a variety of packing styles. I also like the fact that it just kind of feels like a duffel bag. As I was saying, this has been a really impressive travel bag, particularly with the weight, and then with the size that it has and the flexibility, it still manages to be quite capable as a daily bag. And so if you're looking for something simple, durable, that's gonna offer a nice amount of capacity and come in at a pretty great value, then this is gonna be an interesting option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Apprentice Pack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site or on Amazon for about $100, which to me feels like a pretty reasonable price considering the features and the build quality that it has to offer, and it's also going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of is the Switchblade Pack, which is also from Eberlestock. That one has a more kind of functional, outdoorsy vibe. Lots of pockets. It's got the external stretchy water bottle pockets, quick access pockets all throughout. They have it in versions that offers webbing along the exterior so you can clip on additional accessories. And it's got a really spacious main compartment. It opens up clamshell style. It's got a well padded suspended sleeve on the inside. And I really love the harness system on that one. It's adjustable. It's just gonna also offer some additional padding. And so it's a very versatile, full featured bag. And if you're looking for something that just gives you some extra organization and comfort, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Osprey Daylight 26+6 expandable backpack. That's been one of the most versatile bags that I've looked at over the past year. It comes in at a pretty similar price point to this one, and it has the ability, as the name implies, to expand and compress so it can work well as a daily bag. It can give you some extra capacity if you're traveling. It's got a padded laptop sleeve on the inside, pretty comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through, external water bottle pockets. So really just offers a nice feature set. And if you're looking for a bag that is gonna give you that expandability, that has a suitcase style opening, and that, you know, it's just gonna work well in a lot of different environments, and that's gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Patagonia Mini MLC, which has been one of my favorite minimal travel bags of the past couple of years. Comes in at about 30 liters, so pretty close in capacity to this. And you know, it's got a pretty comfortable harness system. You can hide the straps away. You also have an included waist belt that can work as a shoulder bag, so you have a little bit more versatility in how you can carry things. It's got a nice external water bottle pocket, clamshell style opening, a dedicated laptop area with a suspended sleeve, some good organization for your EDC and tech essentials. And the aesthetic on that one is gonna be pretty similar to this one in my opinion. So if you want something with this style that's gonna give you maybe a little bit more space and some nice additional features like the ability to hide the straps away, the luggage pass-through, and you also have a little bit of a higher budget, and that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. With that being said, the Apprentice Pack holds up very well against all those options, and if you're looking for a solid minimal travel bag that's gonna offer a simple but effective layout, a comfortable harness system, and that's also gonna come in at a pretty reasonable price, and this is gonna be a great option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Apprentice Pack and how it compares to some of the other popular minimal travel bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Eberlestock for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.